Get started. Let's see. All right, cool, man. Just Instagram 1 second. Check it out. Give me 1 second. All right, man. We are live.
What's going on, Dylan? How are you?
I'm good, Cam. How's everything, bro? Thanks for starting it up right there. Man, I heard some huge news just a little while ago, Cam. 4 days notice. I want to give you the opportunity to break the ice and tell us all what's going to happen this Friday night.
So Friday night, Combat FC, UFC Fight Pass, Cam Carnage Resnisky versus Kyle Silent Hill. I keep saying Saint, but it's silent. Kyle Silent Hill versus Cam Carnage Resnisky. It's going to be a showdown right here.
Definitely. So, yes, as he said, we have Carnage Cam Resnisky versus Kyle Hill. Carnage Cam holds a professional record of 3-0, and his opponent, Kyle Hill, possesses a record of 1-0 as a professional. Cam, man, let's start with this. Obviously, today you got the news. The fight is on Friday. I know you've been preparing for a fight for quite some time now. The reality show didn't work out, and you had, kind of like a short notice cancellation. What was that, like weigh-in day, right?
Yeah, it was the day of the fight. Actually, it was about
day of the fight after you made weight.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got a call saying the fight was off, so that was something I was not expecting. That was crazy, but we're back. We got a fight on 4 days' notice, which is kind of crazy, but that's what I'm here for.
That's right, man. I know if there's anybody who's going to take a fight, on 4 days' notice, it's a guy like you. You've been chasing a fight for a while. You're expecting to fight back at Mohegan Sun on the reality card. But now we are here 4 days away from Combat FC 6. You are opening up the main card as well on UFC Fight Pass. It's a win-win situation for you here, Cam. Man, when you got the news, when you got the call, how did all this play out, and what was it like when you got the call this morning?
So I was excited. They said, hey, there might be a replacement shot for you on Friday at Combat FC. And I was like, all right, who's it against? And they said Kyle Hill. And I honestly was watching Combat FC, and I saw his knockout. And I thought it was pretty sick. I thought it was awesome. I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to fight this dude one day. And I didn't think it was going to be so soon because he just want to know.
Right.
But, this opportunity called, and we can't let it go. Yeah.
Is this your first fight on UFC Fight Pass?
This is my first one on the Fight Pass, yeah. So it's going to be a barn burner, man. I know Kyle's really good. He's super, flashy, and he has real good striking. I know he's at the No Stos. That's a really solid gym, a solid training team. So, yeah, it's not like I'm just like, oh, it's just like a can that needs an opponent. It's really not like that. This dude's undefeated as an amateur. He's 1-0 pro. So it's sky's the limit for him. Sky's the limit for me. So let's do the man dance.
That's it, definitely. So, I keep going back to it, but the cancellation at reality, I'm sure you stayed in shape and stayed ready. I know me and you were talking, trying to see, I was wondering if there would be anything like Cage Titans, anything like that. But obviously it didn't happen, and now you're here. I can only assume that you were in shape this whole time, and this isn't much of like, get off the couch and get, start cutting a ton of weight. I'm sure you're already, kind of there.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I mean, I was planning on fighting. The next time I fight was going to be either Cage Titans or Reality, because Cage Titans is March 30th, I want to say, and Reality is April 20th.
Yep.
But honestly, I am a little heavier than I wanted to be, because obviously I wasn't planning on fighting this Friday. So
Right.
It's going to be at a catch weight of 175 to accommodate for me taking on such short notice. So I appreciate Kyle for taking that opportunity, as well as I'm sure he appreciates me for stepping up and
yeah, very respectable. Good for you for saving the fight, for being a guy who's going to go in there and fight Kyle Hill on Friday night. You mentioned it a little bit, but an analysis on Kyle Hill. Have you been able to watch any tape today? You said you already watched his fight possibly, but what do you think about him as a fighter? Where do you see you having the advantage on Friday night?
I watched a few of his fights. He's good all around. I guess we'll have to see what happens in the fight, but yeah, it's kind of just one of those things where it's nothing really I see that's like, oh, I'm going for this, or oh, he does this if I do this.
Yep.
It's not really that. It's mostly just like he's undefeated. I'm undefeated. I've been waiting for a fight. I'm sure he would be disappointed if he didn't fight on Friday. So that's what I'm here for. Everyone. It's like the last few years has been so hard for me. So
I got you now. You were cutting up, but I got you. I think.
my
Yeah.
my bad. I keep getting these phone calls like all of a
Every
sudden.
everybody wants to check in on the news, man. I don't blame them.
I guess that's what it is. But yeah, I put my phone on do not disturb, so hopefully people will stop calling.
We
Um,
appreciate you.
yeah, man. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good one. Obviously, 4 days isn't the most ideal circumstances to take a fight in, but like I said, when it's been so hard for me to get a fight over the last few years, it's kind of like a no-brainer. Just
Yeah.
take that shit. But yeah, I'm not sleeping on Kyle. He's real good. He's gonna fight Sam Watford, so I know he's down for a banger. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good one, man. I'm looking forward to getting in there. I'm looking forward to the lights, Combat FC first my debut for him. You know how the debuts
Yeah.
go, Dylan. You know how the debuts go, Dylan. And don't
I
get me
know it.
started now. Yes, sir. So yeah, I'm excited. He's undefeated too. So I haven't fought an undefeated dude before. Neither has he. So he took the fight real quick. So I don't know if he saw something in my game plan he's gonna try to exploit. But I'm just gonna go in there and do what I do best and just fight my ass off.
Yeah, definitely. So I can only imagine being on UFC Fight Pass and having such a big time fight here was only, more of a reason for you to sign the contract to fight here. But man, this is like we said earlier, going to be your first fight on UFC Fight Pass. That has to excite you at least a little bit, man. Your first fight in front of as many fans as could possibly watch, right? I mean, I'm sure there's going to be tons of people tuning in. This main card is fire. I just got off of a presser with the 2 title fights and then Don Shanis and Damian Nelson. Fireworks. I think this card is going to be amazing. I'm super amped up to get up there to Wilmington. But man, a lot of guys, people might think Cam took this fight on 4 days notice. He might not be in shape, but I know, like we said earlier, you're a guy who stays ready, a guy who's gonna bring a fight. What do you have to say to the people who might, think a little bit differently of this fight now that you're coming in on 4 days notice?
Don't blink. That's all I gotta say is don't blink. When I started MMA, I would always like picture myself on UFC Fight Pass and obviously the UFC and stuff. So when someone's now you're saying, oh, you're on UFC Fight Pass, how is it gonna feel? I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I'm not surprised. I don't want to like be corny and quoting ideas or anything. I'm just I'm ready for it. That's all it is. I'm ready for the opportunity. I'm ready for the lights. I think I earned my shot at UFC Fight Pass.
I'd agree.
I fought my ass off, amateur, pro, and never took, you know, fights that didn't make sense. And
Yeah.
here we are, UFC Fight Pass debut, Combat FC debut. I'm excited for this one, man.
Yeah. I can only imagine the excitement for you. Kyle Hill's a game opponent, as you said. I'm glad you know that. And I mean, we all know that you're a game opponent as well. I thought it was kind of funny how your most recent victory came over Sam Watford, who fell out of this fight. And now you're kind of filling in for him. It's kind of crazy how things work, isn't it?
It's crazy how things work, man. And we all know Sam, so he must have gotten an injury or something.
He's a tough guy, yeah.
Yeah, that did want to just back out of a fight. So I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I'm just ready to go. I mean,
Yeah.
I was looking forward to watching Sam versus Kyle, though. I was looking forward to watching that. I was going to tune in either way, but I guess now I'm going to have to watch it afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, man. So, 2 last questions before I let you get back to fight week. Man, number 1, when you step into that cage, what can fans expect from you on Friday night, I should say?
They can expect me to finish the fight at any second. That's what I would say. Don't you saw in the Sam Watford fight? It was kind of him pushing the pace for the first few minutes, and then next thing you know, I finished the fight. So I think it's gonna be the same thing. Obviously, I'm not gonna go in there and be like, I'm gonna knock this kid out in the first few seconds because the dude's good.
Yep.
I'm gonna, feel the fight out, see how it goes, see his energy, how he's coming at me, and look for the finish like I always do.
And last but not least, Cam, I want to ask you this. When you step in against Kyle, obviously, like I said earlier, you're gonna be. I don't know. I would hope that you wouldn't kind of have people looking at you any other way because you're coming in on 4 days notice. I think honestly, that might be something that helps you because you're coming in vicious. You had back against the wall type of deal. But what will the next couple days look like for you? Obviously, today is Monday, fighting on Friday. What's the next couple days going to look like?
I'm just gonna lock in, man. I'm just gonna, I got a day job. I'm gonna work, and then I'm gonna grind, and then I got a lot of weight that I have to cut. So I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna grind, and I gotta figure out a walkout song.
Yeah, you got.
That's
That's what
pretty
I
much
mean. You got a couple days to prepare, but I feel like, man, it's probably a great thing for you. I know you've been wanting a fight, so you've had the similar mindset and similar intentions for a couple months now, and I'm glad that you're able to get a fight. And once again, props to you for stepping up. You saved the fight, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of funny too because Kyle has a lot of hype around him right now from that knockout he just got, right?
Right.
And shit, I'm undefeated too. I feel like I got some momentum, but like, who has more momentum? I guess we're gonna find out.
That's definitely right. I think it's the perfect fight to see on a main card, especially one that's going to be aired live on UFC Fight Pass. If I could ask you one more question here, Cam. Obviously, you and Kyle Hill might be some of the, I hate to say it, but least experienced fighters on the card, right? You guys are still new into your careers. Kyle's got one fight, you have three. Two guys who have, like we said, great momentum, however, are still, getting things rolling and really establishing themselves, if you will. But man, why do you think this fight is worthy of being on the main card?
This is definitely a fight of the night. I mean, this kid comes to bang. I'm coming to bang. We're both undefeated. We've both never lost before. So this has fight of the night written all over it, I'd say. I know they got some title fights that are going to be awesome. But, I mean, man, when you got two young, hungry dudes, like, I almost feel like I'm the vet here. But I'm still, like, new myself. And it's like, I don't think there's going to be, like, too much talking. Like, I'm not a, me, Dylan, I'm not a big trash talker. I have the utmost respect for Kyle and all my opponents. But this is a crazy fight. He's from Nostos. They got Brody McDougal and all those dudes, and
Yep.
they've been tearing it up, getting some hype behind their gym. Me, I've been shutting it down since like 2019 or something. So
Yep.
I think this has fight night written all over it. I think he has his whole fight camp. He's ready, well ready for battle and prepared to bang out. Me, I'm always down to bang, and we're just gonna see who's gonna get their first loss. But I mean, like, honestly, my perspective in this is like, are either of us really gonna lose this? Yeah, one of us might get an L on our record, but like, we're both savages, and I think everyone knows this. And I think everyone's really looking forward to seeing Kyle, especially Combat FC, because he fought there last time and got a sick knockout. So I think they're all gonna be hype over to seeing him. But then once they see me and see me get going, they're going to be like, damn, this is a sick fight. And then we're just going to hope that the other fights after us can, match up with us.
That's it. Definitely. I think you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head there. We've got a fight on our hands. Carnage Kim Resnisky may have took this fight on 4 days notice. However, I can assure you guys that he's coming, man. And like I said, I've been around UCAM for a while now, and I know you're not just the type of guy to take a fight on 4 days notice to get paid or anything like that. This is a big fight for you, man. The fight that you want to propel you to 4-0, help you get to the next level, man. But I want to let you. I want to kind of open up the floor for you. Any last remarks? Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to say before I let you go, man?
Honestly, not too much.
He's
I
zoned
guess
in.
we're just gonna let the fight speak for us on Friday. I I have a couple sponsors, but I'll like I said, I'm kind of just locking into my fight, and
Zoned in. I
on
got a lot of
Friday
respect for that.
we'll let the fight talk for us. Um, yeah, I'm ready to go. I mean, 4 days, it's not too much preparing or thinking. It's just you just gotta let the action speak for himself.
That's right, man. A lot of respect to you, as like I said, for taking the fight on 4 days' notice, being a game opponent here, Cam. One more time, everybody. Carnage Cam Resnisky takes on Kyle Hill, 4 days' notice, opening up the main card of Combat FC6 in Wilmington, Massachusetts, live at the Shriners Auditorium this coming Friday. Cam Resnisky, pleasure talking to you, man. Thanks for taking the time and kind of breaking the ice with me, man. Like I said, man, we'll see you in Wilmington. And like you said, don't blink.
Yes, sir. One more thing, though. One more thing.
Yeah, of course.
What's the quote? What's the quote? Remember the quote?
Pressure makes diamonds.
Yes, sir. Leave it at that,
Pressure
my guy.
makes
Leave
diamonds,
it at that.
baby.
Yes, sir. All right, my guy.
I'll
Good
see,
talking
I'll
to
see you soon, brother. Keep up the good
All right,
work.
bro.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, man. You too.
Always.
Yes, sir.